Hi, it's Joey Reynolds. You know what's funny is how everybody thinks they're Johnny Carson now. If you're young, you don't know who Johnny Carson is, but he was a guy that was on television for 25 years, every night, telling bad jokes about whatever everybody did wrong every day. But it was funny, I mean, now it's just the news. The news is not funny now. Now it's tragic, and what's his name? Who's on David Muir, right? He sits there on ABC and he goes like this, "Oh, we got an earthquake, we got trouble in the Ukraine, we got the balloon, president is on the lawn, we have..." They make everything. I want to have fun, first of all, have you ever been to China? Do you realize that I was there with Myra Chen and we did our show, where was it? I was in Hong Kong to begin with. I was in Beijing, and China, I remember Myra saying, "Let's go out and have some Chinese food." I said, "Myra, all the food is in Chinese. We're in China." What are you talking about? But those guys probably sent that balloon over with the disease a couple of years ago. If you want to blame them on something, that Wawung or wherever that laboratory where they made that disease, that COVID-19 that changed everybody's world. We're still not over the COVID-19 because you don't know what those shots did. Everybody's crazy right now. Maybe we got implanted with those virus, antivirus vaccines. We don't know what's in that stuff. They never even tested them on animals, which makes me laugh when they get on the television and they say, "Not tested on animals." Well, I hope they not tested on me, Come on. I would rather see a rabbit have a hard time than for me to fail, But the fact of the matter is that I'm sitting here alive, and I'm in the senior years, and the young people watching Harry Styles last night at the Grammy Awards wearing women's clothes. I don't know that I love him. I think it's great. It's great dancing. I don't know that I'm too crazy about the outfits. I got daughters that are not as blousy as he was, but it's a costume, and actually it's a message. And I don't know, I was too crazy about him kissing his boyfriend. I'm not too wild about all of this stuff. That's why my favorite group was Queen, because you knew what you were getting. That was it. Anyway, I'm just being facetious. See, you can't be funny about anything. You can talk about gay things, people get mad. Talk about black things, everybody gets mad. You talk about size, well, let's not go there. I have a different kind of a life than most people. I've been in show business all my life. We've never really been anti-black. We've never been anti-gay. This is our crowd. This is our entertainment. That's what we do. I just see The History of the World is coming out now in a series on Hulu, and it stars Danny DeVito, who is really one of my favorite people. Anyway, Danny's great. I used to make my cheesecake with his limoncello. And I don't have that ingredient in there anymore. We don't use alcohol, but it was a good taste. But Danny's got that series. Mel Brooks created The History of the World. But there was one before him, which was a guy named Stan Freberg, had The History of the World. And he was very funny. He was the first guy to make fun of commercials. While as a commercial. I know when he did The History of the World, what did he have? He had, I know. He was talking about the mutiny on the Bounty. And he said, the captain could hear the roar of the boatsmen as they were saying, "Mutiny, mutiny, mutiny, mutiny." You had to hear it. You gotta hear it by him. Anyway, it's hard to tell someone else's material, isn't it? See, that's why you don't want to steal jokes, because then you get stuck. Now, this balloon thing, everybody's got a balloon joke. All of a sudden, everybody's a comic, right? My balloon joke, what's my balloon joke? Is whatever happened to the slow boat to China? And then the other one, which is a meaner kind of version of it, if I were writing for Saturday Night Live, and God knows they can't afford me, but I would not want to live in Lakehurst if I had a balloon. Now, that's because you have to know that the Hindenburg was exploded in Lakehurst, New Jersey years ago, and it was the pride of the German army. Hitler sent that balloon over as a mode of transportation to show the United States that he had a super traveler from across the sea. He sent this von Hindenburg, and they hit one of the towers, and it was a hydrogen balloon, but it wasn't. The hydrogen did not explode. Hydrogen is not explosive. I had a hydrogen car for a year from General Motors. That is not what exploded. There was a flaw in the electronics that was They were too fast to send the Hindenburg over to make a mark on the American public to show that they were really progressive and hip. And they sent this Hindenburg over, but it wasn't ready to fly yet. That's why. Now, how about this one? This guy was so mad at me, and he screwed me around. He threw me under the balloon. They always say under the bus, right? You can do this all day with all this bull. That's why I belong on CBS without the C. It's a Reynolds Wrap.